What's up, everybody? So today I want to remind you, or maybe tell you for the first time, that people do business with you, not necessarily your product or your service. They need your product or service, but they're doing business with you, as in the person in the mirror that looks at you when you wake up and go to the bathroom, okay? And what I mean is that for some of us who don't necessarily like being all out in public, maybe we're more introverted, maybe we like to kind of be behind the scenes and let our product or service speak for itself. Maybe when we do our social media, it's always a picture of the product or the service or the thing that we're giving, and we're never in it. No one ever sees who we are. We never give interviews. We're never out in the public. We just want the product to do all the talking. We want our venue or whatever. Maybe reconsider that, okay? Because humans like knowing who we're talking to. We want to develop relationships and bonds with the people we trust. And so it's easier to do that if I can see your face. So if you've been hiding in the shadows, you're not wanting to do YouTube, you don't want to put your face on social media, this is your call to come out of the shadows, get from behind the desk, go out in public, go meet people, do it in a way that you don't feel super awkward and crazy, but go do it. Let people see you, because I'm telling you, people do business with people, you. Now, once you become huge and you're like Walmart and Target or Amazon, then no, they're not doing business with a person, right? Jeff Bezos is not the reason why I shop at Amazon. I know he's affiliated. I know he started it. But I'm not doing business with him. I'm doing business with a brand, the brand of Amazon, the brand of Target, the brand of whatever, right? I like that brand, and so I identify with it, right? I do business with someone or a thing or a brand that I like, that I feel that represents me, that I see myself in, right? Basically, I'm choosing, as a consumer, I'm choosing something that says something about me. So if I meet you and you're the business owner and you're providing the service that I want to meet you and know who you are, to know if you and I kind of vibe, and if I like who you are as a person, then I'll do business with you, even though there might be other people who are cheaper, better, or faster. I may like what they offer, but I don't like them, right? So here's the call again to, one, be yourself. Number two, show yourself. Show yourself, get from behind whatever, and let people know who you are. Because just like we all kind of look for our tribe, right? We like hanging out with people who are like us and like-minded, right? But don't you think your customers are thinking the same way, right? When they see you and they hear you talk and they kind of hear why you started your business and your story, they might see themselves in you, and now they reach out to you and say, hey, I want to work with you, right? So you don't think about that. Sometimes I forget about that. I get so in my head that I forget that other people are like me, in the fact that they're looking for their tribe. They're looking for people who are like them because they want to connect with those people. And there's customers that are out there who are looking at you, potentially looking at you, who see all your products, but they don't see you. And so it's very impersonal. So when they see your face, they may say, oh, I like their hair, I like how they dress, or I'm curious about why they're doing what they're doing, right? I'll give you a prime example. So my wife's friend owns a pottery business in New Jersey, and it's amazing. My wife went there and she just loves it. So she came down to visit, and she was talking to us about, different things that was happening. And I started talking to her about some of the things that I do in my business. She's a business owner. I'm a business owner. She's creative. I'm creative. And the more we talk, the more we're like getting energized, because we're starting to exchange ideas, and we're starting to think about, okay, how can I help you? How can you help me? And it became this very synergistic, energizing thing, right? The more we talk, the more excited we got, right? And I realized this person is like me. They're like part of my tribe. And so I want to see her win. I want to see her succeed. And so I'm thinking the things that, I can do to help her. And same thing, she's trying to help me, giving me ideas about what I could do with my business. And it became this very collaborative, great thing that even days after that conversation ended, here it is. I'm still talking about it. I'm still excited about it. It's thinking about it makes me smile, right? Now, whether or not she becomes a client or I become a client of hers, that's not the important part. The important thing is I made a connection, and that connection would not have been possible if she could not see who I am, could not have interacted with me. So again, go out into the public and see people and interact with them so they can connect with you, right? Because if you find someone who's like you and it's like your tribe's person, like who you vibe with and you get energized by, when you inevitably run into problems with shipments, timing, weather, some type of external thing that negatively affects what you're trying to do, the service you're trying to put out, when you have to deal with those inevitable inconveniences, well, when you're dealing with a client who you vibe with, they understand. They want you to win. They trust you. They like you. So they're rooting for you and they understand you're not trying to deliver some bad product. So when you explain what happened, or let's say you just mess up, sometimes we make a mistake and we overlook things. A tribes person, someone who's like you, will give you the benefit of the doubt. So now this interaction, this transaction is good for you. It's good for them. Maybe you do something a little extra to make up for the mistake or make up for the inconvenience. They're happy. You're happy. Everyone is doing great. And now you feel good about doing business for yourself, right? The customer's happy. You're happy. Everything is great. But conversely, if you try to find a client that's not like you, that you don't really agree with and you don't vibe with, okay, already that's a stressful, tense environment. They're trying to get something from you. You don't really feel comfortable giving it. They have money, you need money. And so you try to like adapt yourself to get the money. You don't really care for how they're doing business, but you need money. And so you trying to just bear with it. Well, what happens when you have that inevitable inconvenience that disrupts whatever service you're offering? Well, they're going to be really upset. You already didn't like you. They kind of didn't like, they didn't like you. You didn't like them. There wasn't a trust factor. You didn't really bond or vibe with them. So now they're looking at you as a potential crook. And you're looking at them as a potential, someone who's taking advantage of a situation. And basically it becomes a negative experience. Now, same scenario, something outside of your control happened. With the customer you vibe with, they understand. With the customer you don't vibe with, it could turn into like a customer service issue. And then both of you walk away feeling negative, right? Because when you're talking to someone that you don't really vibe with, a customer you don't vibe with, it's draining. On the other hand, it's exciting and energizing to where you want to solve problems. You really want to help that customer. You want to see them win. With a negative interaction, you just want them to hurry up and pay you, and so you can close this deal and go on to the next, because it's not really an enjoyable thing, okay? So, yes, people do business with you, not your product. So ultimately, they're going to have to call you and interact with you in some way. So here's how you can address it, right? Because let's say, like in the first scenario with my wife's friend, yeah, we just naturally got along, right? But what if it's the second scenario, right? I'm not going to be able to do business with everybody I like. There'll be some people that I may not get along with. Here's how you can address that. If you have a client that you're not going to vibe with, then just say no, right? It's best to just say no. If they're asking you to do something you don't want to do, just say no. But let's say they're maybe just a little rough around the edges. They're kind of neutral. Then it might be worth working with a partner or a contractor or someone that you can hire temporarily to do maybe the interaction, and then you provide the service, right? Because as you grow, you're going to get employees and people you work with. You'll have a team. Have a team member deal with a personality that you don't vibe with, because that can work very well. And I've worked in several scenarios where someone comes through the door, they're just dressed a certain way, and you just know, okay, hey, you don't talk to that person, because the last time someone came in like that, you had a clash with that person. So you're not allowed to talk to this person. Hey, Jennifer or whoever, you talk to this person, and then just you over here stay away, right? The owner stays away. The team member deals with the client. They become the main point of contact. And the owner only gets involved for like invoicing and just stuff that's they have to get involved with, right? That's how you can leverage your team, right? Because you're not going to get along with everybody. And honestly, even the people you do get along with, they may have a bad day. You may have a bad day. If you're feeling like things are kind of getting off the rails, that's when you utilize a team member or a contractor or someone or just whatever you got to do to try to, have someone else deal with that person if you feel like they're neutral enough to where if you had to step in, it won't be this negative thing, right? So you're not going to get along with everybody, right? But you should try to find like a spectrum of people that you're willing to work with, because that same spectrum of people will want to work with you, right? Again, going back to the beginning, people do business with people, not products. And so if they see themselves in you and they like you, they'll do business with you. If you're neutral, that's okay, right? But if you don't vibe and you can just tell it, especially in the beginning, you're going to do a lot of one-on-one business. You're going to be on site yourself. You're going to be doing the thing yourself. If you feel like it's a bad match and it's in your gut that it's bad, just don't go through it. Don't go through it, because trust your gut on that, because you'll probably regret it, right? And also, last note, people do business with you, not your products. But that is not a call for you to change who you are to try to match someone else's expectation. Okay, this is not high school. We're not going to change. We're not going to try to transform ourselves to try to fit in somewhere we don't belong or we have a struggle fitting in, right? We want to still be ourselves as much as possible. And I know we're getting close to the 13-minute mark, so I'm going to keep it short. Y'all know who The Rock is, right? Y'all know who Mark Wahlberg, right? Y'all know The Rock is the same dude in every single movie, right? That's not bad. He's still like a very successful actor, right? But his range is like this. It's razor thin, okay? But it underlies a point, right? The point is, as people, we can only be so wide as far as our personality. We can't be way over here or way over there. We have to kind of stay in our lane, because that's who we are, right? And so we can't stretch ourselves to be something we're not, to try to get some type of goal. So even if the client has a lot of money, if they can't vibe with our spectrum of who we are, it's better off just to let them go, right? Same for your product. Your product has a target demographic, right? You have a target demographic for your personality, your product. You don't want to go outside of that. It's just going to cause problems, right? Do business with people who are like you, and they'll want to do business with you back, right? And you want to see each other win. And that makes it energizing and fun. So then when you wake up day after day, even if the work is hard, you want to keep going and you stay excited about your business. Okay? All right, so we're way over. But it was worth it, right? So if y'all have any questions or comments, please, as you know, put it in the comments. I'll answer any questions. I'll even make a video about it if it's a good question. Okay? Y'all take it easy. And if I don't see y'all before Christmas, I'm going to see y'all before Christmas, but y'all have a Merry Christmas. Hope you enjoyed your Thanksgiving, and I'll talk to y'all next time. Bye.